Hey everybody, welcome to Total Packers with Matt LaFleur, presented by Software One. Larry McCarren along with the head coach of the Green Bay Packers. And Matt, at 6-3, you're at the halfway point of the season. Can you kind of give us a state of the union, where you're at and where you want to go?
Well, I think we're always going to focus one game at a time, but I think never trying to compare what has happened in the past years. But you look a year ago, we were 3-6. Right now, we're 6-3. But I think it's a good reminder that anything can happen in the second half of the season, and we got to continue to work on and just focus on improvement, because we saw it a year ago, and you saw it where it took us. If we have anything other than that in mind, then I think we're going down the wrong road.
Matt, what will be the key or keys to becoming the team you think you can be?
Well, I think when you look at it offensively, it starts with taking care of the football. We've got to do a better job of that. We've had far too many turnovers. And then on the defensive side of the ball, it's just playing consistent ball. There's areas where we can improve upon, most notably, I would say, in the red zone. But we've done a great job of taking away the ball. We got to continue to do that, and then just getting consistent effort on special teams, trying to play penalty-free.
Your big free agent acquisitions, Josh Jacobs and Xavier McKinney, have they been everything you could hope for?
I'd say so. I think you look at not only from a production standpoint, obviously Josh's production speaks for itself, and then having the 6 interceptions. Both those guys have been outstanding on the field, but I think what's been even more impressive is just how they are around the building, how they prepare. They're pros. They're great leaders, and we're very, very lucky to have both those guys.
Some of your rookies, I'm talking about fellows like Evan Williams, Javon Bullard, Edgerrin Cooper. Did you anticipate them being able to contribute as early and as well as they have?
Well, I think you anticipate it, but it's another thing to go do it. So I think that's a credit to those guys and their approach. I think our position coaches have done a nice job with them as well to just help guide them along the way. But that's what you expect, and you expect in the second half of the season that these guys are going to be even better than what they have been up to this point.
First rounder Jordan Morgan started against the Lions. What do you see for him in the second half of the season?
Yeah, I'm excited about it. I thought he played his best game. Obviously got the most snaps. You know, the talent's there. He's extremely athletic. I think it's just about getting those reps and just being detailed down in and down out, because in this league, you can't take a breather for 1 second, especially in the offensive line room.
Matt, if you had to pick one thing that pleases you or encourages you the most about this football team through the first half of the season, what would it be?
I'd say probably we found a lot of different ways to win games, and our guys have stayed resilient throughout the process, both in moments when we're ahead in games and conversely when we're down. They continue to fight and battle. I think we're far from perfect, but there's a lot of room for improvement, and then sitting at 6-3 and being able to say that, I think that leaves us all really excited.
Are you happy with the direction the defense is heading under Jeff Hafley?
Yeah, I think Haf's come in and done a great job. I think our guys are understanding and are able to play the play style that we want, as well as getting more detailed within the scheme. That's going to help set us up to make more plays defensively.
Thank you, Matt. Coming up, Hall of Famer Jerry Kramer. Don't miss it. We'll be right back.
To do it right the first time, you only have to do it once. Take your time, figure it out, and do it right.
Total Packers with Matt LaFleur is brought to you by your local Chevy dealers, by Bellin Health, and by Johnsonville. Total Packers with Matt LaFleur is brought to you by Fabic Cat, proud sponsor of the Green Bay Packers. We have a special treat for you on this edition of Total Packers as we welcome the great Jerry Kramer back to Lambeau Field. Wayne Larrivee sits down with the Hall of Famer to discuss his legendary playing career and a life well lived.
Coach Lombardi demanded your emotion and your attention and everything you had. There's a tendency in camp to go about 80%, maybe 85 if you have to, but save a little bit for later on, right? Once the coach got a hold of you, Mister, concentration period of a college student, 5 minutes, high school is 3 minutes, kindergarten is 30 seconds. You don't have that, so where's that put you? Put me checking my shoe shine, right? I'm in the locker room, shuck my hat off, my shoulder pads, and looking at the floor, studying the carpet, wondering where I was gonna go and if I would play again. And he comes in the door and he walks down to where I'm sitting, and he messes up my hair and slaps me on the back of the neck and pushes me, and he says, son, one of these days you're gonna be the best guard in football. Boom! And he just filled me up with an energy and with a dream and with a mission. And changed my attitude and changed my life.
Was football always something you gravitated toward, or how did you get involved with football?
My older brother was a football player, and he was a running back. I wanted to be a fullback, and I went in as a freshman, talked to the coach, but we already have a fullback, and so you'll probably sit on the bench. You probably won't be able to play for a while. But if you want to play tackle, I think you could probably start. Well, I'd much rather start than sit on the bench. So I made the decision at that point to go ahead and play tackle, play in the offensive line. I had a line coach, and he picked up my hand. He said, son, you got big hands, and you got big feet, and you're going to grow into them one of these days, and you can be a hell of a player. You can if you will. And he walked away. I said, can what? If I will what? Finish the sentence. What are you trying to say? And he gave me that Mona Lisa smile and just walked away. And so I decided if I was going to play tackle, then I was going to give it my best shot.
The Packers drafted you. Jack Venisi was the guy who was handling the talent. He put together the core of what would become one of the great dynasties in the history of the NFL.
I played in the college all-star game before I came to Green Bay. The coach down there had been a professional football player, and he had played with Green Bay. And he goes, Jerry, you probably won't make that Green Bay team. So I came to Green Bay, and I'm going, Scooter calls me in. What in the hell is wrong with you? Well, I'm waiting to be traded. My coach at the college all-star game told me I'd be traded. Well, I didn't draft you to trade you. You're starting Saturday. So I started studying the films and studied the players, and it made a big difference for me.
Well, that kind of came into play when you guys played Dallas in the Ice Bowl. That last play, that wedge play you guys ran, was something that you saw about Jethro Pugh studying film during the week.
That was on Thursday, and we were in the short yardage films with Coach Lombardi. Every short yardage play, Jethro's coming up. So I said, Coach, we can wedge Pugh if we have to. He goes, what? Run it back. He ran it back about 3 times. That's right, put in a wedge on Pugh. Now it comes down to the last 13 seconds, and I have volunteered myself to make a block on Jethro, and I'm going, oh, you gotta be the dumbest cat in town. I didn't know it was gonna be on the 1-yard line of 13 seconds. Jethro came up like he had been for weeks before. I got into him and moved him back a couple yards.
Starr takes the snap. He's got the quarterback thinking he's taking the snap. And the Green Bay Packers are going to be world champions, NFL champions for the 3rd straight year.
We were watching the films in the locker room afterwards. Coach is looking at it, and they play the play, and Coach goes, way to go, Jerry, way to go, yeah, way to go. And woo, blew up my skirt, right? Just really filled me up.
You kind of knew You had one last run left in you, right? And this was it.
Yeah, we knew where we were and what we had to do if we were going to be champions again.
Marvelous life. You've had an incredible life.
Been a good life. It's been a good time. I tried to do things right. I try to teach my children to do things right. You do it right the first time, you only have to do it once. Take your time, figure it out, and do it right.
The home of the 2025 NFL Draft is right here in Green Bay, April 24th through the 26th. Visit greenbay.com/draft25 for more information. Welcome back to Total Packers with Matt LaFleur. This segment is brought to you by Network Health.
Got anything you want to say to on the mic? I'm mic'd up right now. You got roll me right now. Give it up. I
gotta loosen my belt strap. These are painful. They're a little snug. Good job, my son.
No way.
Sean's double wide. Yeah, I'll take a tunnel. Yeah, tunnel.
Hey, Ken, let me get that guitar. I love the guitar.
Well, tail never fails.
Tails never fails, right?
Tail never fails.
Tails in the ball. Heads it in.
God, you may your hammer be mighty.
I like it. Come on. I like it. I got a Philadelphia cheese on. Philadelphia cream cheese. Hey, that pool is in the stadium? They got a pool in it?
They got a little pool up there.
Quick throw, right side, intercepted, down the left sidelines, Javier Alexander, high stepping, end zone, touchdown!
Hey, let's meditate.
Come on.
That was a fast series.
Richardson back to throw, lofts it over the middle, intercepted by the Packers, coming back the other way. X marks the spot in the deep secondary of the Packers.
How many you going for, 10? We're going to say 10. All right, we're going to say 10.
Looking downfield, rifling left side, Tucker Kraft wide open. Tucker Kraft tight roughing the left sideline to the end zone for the touchdown. Like a gazelle down the sidelines.
I think we screamed too much. We were only screaming.
Total Packers with Matt LaFleur is brought to you by Network Health, by your Wisconsin Toyota dealers, and by Software One, redefining how companies build, buy, and manage everything in the cloud. The Packers and Fleet Farm encourage fans to visit any Wisconsin Fleet Farm location from November 1st through November 20th and round up your purchase at the register. All proceeds from the roundup will benefit Hoo-Ha Wisconsin. Support our heroes and visit your local Fleet Farm today.
My name is Paula Nelson. I'm the tour lead for the Green Bay Packer Tour on our Flight of Champions 2024. And it's such an honor to be here and have these players engage with these veterans and let them know how important their service was so many years ago.
Spending time with the vets, sharing stories, right? Really being supportive. And some of these guys, the first time coming out here, so us to share that experience with them is impactful.
The role of the guardian is just to be that support person for that veteran. We're humble guys because we were blessed to be in their presence, because there's no us without them. Well, honor flight to me is a way to get a feel and see things through a lot of the veterans' eyes. By going to the different monuments in Washington, D.C. and seeing the reaction from the vets, it's just a different take and different feel. It sinks in because I didn't have to do what they did for us.
It's very sombering, but at the same time, really gave me newfound respect for these guys and the veterans, especially the group that I've been walking around with. There's a lot of Vietnam vets, and talking about the difference between the reception they received at the airport landing here today versus the poor reception a lot of them received when they came back from Vietnam back in the day. To be able to come here and share a lot of them their first experience walking through really a show of respect to all of our servicemen and women has been very much a great experience for me as well.
One thing about being a Green Bay Packer here, you should do good for others. That is respect for the G and also respect for the armed services, all different branches.
Happy to be here to be part of the honor flight. The hosts basically and sponsors for these flights were the Bucks, the Brewers, and the Packers, and so we're just really thankful that they honored us the way they have, and that I never forget it. It was just an amazing day.
I was trying to tell the person I was with, I said, you're going to get a greeting that you missed out on when you came back to the United States. But if any message I can give to veterans, it'll be 2 words: thank you. Thank you for your service. Thank you for leaving your families so we can have our livelihood. May God bless you and keep you. And we all are continuing to pray and hoping that we're making this world better because for what you guys have done for us.
Be among the thousands of football fans cheering on their team's NFL picks by joining us April 24th through the 26th for the NFL Draft. Visit greenbay.com/draft25 for more information. The Last Word with Matt LaFleur is brought to you by Construction Business Group and Wisconsin Operating Engineers Local 139. Welcome back. Time for the last word from the coach and Matt this week. Down to Soldier Field in Chicago for the Bears. And I was thinking about it. That's where it all began for Matt LaFleur and the Green Bay Packers, 2019. You went down there, game 1, beat them 10-3. Do you remember that?
Real barn burner. Yeah, our defense played great that day. Didn't do a lot offensively, but did enough to win the game, and it's always fun to go down there and beat the Bears. Certainly it's a great rivalry, probably the best in professional sports, and they got a good team, they really do. I think one of the top defenses in the league, and then they've got talent galore on offense, so it'll be a great test for us.
Matt beat the Bears, and thank you for watching. Until next time, take care.